So I don't remember when it was, but I was living in Paris at that time. So it's probably 14, 15 years ago. I was in Le Pré Saint Gervais. So yeah, 14, 15 years ago. I mean, I went to a show in Lille. So it's a city in the north of France. Okay, cool. So as always, when I do a booking, this is how I proceed. For the people, to be able to do a flyer and do any publicity about the show, I need to have 50% of the cachet and the train tickets or the plane tickets or whatever. So in this case, it was in Lille, so I needed the plane tickets for me and the DJ or whoever was coming with me, or management, whatever, plus 50%. So let's say that the show was at 2,000. I don't remember how much we sold it, but let's say the show was at 2,000. So normally I have 1,000 that I already received, and I have my plane tickets ready. And usually I need that at the reservation. So you want to do a show with me, you want to do a show in 2 months, I need my 50% now. And then once I have the 50%, you can put the flyers, I do a promo video, etc., etc. All right. That's just to protect yourself in case you cancel the show on us. Now, the other 50%, as written in the contract, you give it to me usually when I arrive in your city, or sometimes before I leave my city. But most of the time is when I arrive there, we do the sound check, we do the dinner. At that time, a few hours before the show, 3-4 hours before the show, I need the other 50%. So that I go to my hotel, I put them on the safe, we good. I can come, hands in my pocket to the show, and there's no invention. So this is a great way to protect yourself from people that might make you come somewhere and then they want to make you perform and they don't want to pay you or whatever. Because there's a lot of people, they don't want to pay you 50%. They say, don't worry, you can trust me, blah, 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 blah. And then once you're there, they try to force you into performing. So I'm here. I'm here in Lille, chilling. We just did the sound check, and we at the hotel, and it's 8 p.m. I tell everybody I'm gonna rest, and we tell the promoter, don't forget to bring the 50%. And the guy says, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, okay. Go to the hotel, get some sleep, watch some TV. They're chilling, blah, 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 blah. Time goes by. It is now 11 p.m. And we still didn't hear from the promoter. So at a point, I know the show is at 3 a.m. So I'm starting to be tired. So I just get in my bed, put something on TV to fall asleep. And I let my manager or whoever was with me at that time, I let him or her handle everything. You know, I can sleep. Whenever it's 2 a.m., they're going to call me in my room to tell me, get ready. They're coming in 30 minutes. All right. My show is already ready. Everything is already in the pen drive, blah, blah, blah. I go to sleep at 11 p.m. and listen. I wake up around 2 a.m. I put my alarm, wake up at 2 a.m. Go get a shower, go just get ready, put something on TV, and I'm there waiting, ready for the show. And I get a call from I was not with my manager. I was with an agent, I remember. So I get a call from Olivier, who was my agent, who came with me at that show. And he's like, yo, are you ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready. I said, did you receive the 50%? He's like, no. I'm like, huh? I said, so what? He's like, I don't know what you want to do. I said, I called them to know where's the rest of my money. And so he hangs up, calls me back, and he tells me that they said not to worry. They have all the money, but there's a lot of people in the club. And because of all that, they cannot really come with the money. But as soon as we arrive there, we get our money. I'm like, okay. So at that time, I would go to the club, get the money. Today, I don't. Today, if I don't get the rest of the 50%, I don't leave the hotel. I don't care. I'm just going to stay there and c'est la vie. But at that time, I'm still like, all right, listen, let's go. The fans are waiting, etc. All right. We arrive at the club at 2:45 to perform at 3. As soon as we arrive, the promoters, the club owner, they're all, yeah, okay, let's ready, yeah, let's go. Yeah, we're ready for the show, the DJ, can we have the pen drive for the... And we're like, calm down, my boy. Chill. Something is missing. Huh? What's missing? I said, the people are waiting, the fans are waiting. I said, listen, leave the fans alone. For now, we're in the backstage, and there's 1,000 euros missing. We would like to know where's the money, because until we receive that money, we are not going on stage. And the guy's like, oh, come on, listen, no, we have some liquidity problem. A lot of people pay with credit cards, blah, 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 blah. But we have somebody that went to get the money. Don't worry. Perform. Soon as you're done, they will pay you. I was like, listen, if you perform and you haven't been paid yet, this is when you are now at the mercy of the people. And they can make you wait until whenever they want to pay you. You cannot leave the club. You cannot do nothing. After you, they can keep you until 8 a.m., count all the money, and then pay you when they want, if they want to pay you. Because they don't need you anymore since you performed already. So, that would be a big mistake. Because they told me somebody went to get the money. That would be a very, very, very big mistake to perform. So I told them, you know what? We're going to go and sit down in the backstage and browse Instagram. When you guys have the money, you let us know and we'll go perform. They're like, oh, ah bon? Okay then, half an hour. But the show is supposed to begin at 3 and it's already 2:45. And I'm like, the sooner we get the money, the sooner we do the show. So don't talk to me about what time it is. I don't care. We go sit down on the sofa. We drink our juice. We there, we talk, da-da-da-da-da. Olivier tells me, you believe they're going to pay us? I'm like, I don't know. But if they don't, there's no show anyway. After 45 minutes, it is now 3:30. And still no sign of the money. La moula, the dough, the pipette. Still no sign of the money. So me, I'm looking at Olivier. He's looking at me. And I'm like, all right, listen, at 4, we just go back to the hotel. And then we take our train, and listen, we still have the 50%. I give you 200. I take 800. Peace. And the guy comes. And now he's very humble. Oh, listen, oh, legend. Oh, I don't know what to say. We don't listen. Problem with the credit card. Blah, 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 blah. But we swear we have the money. But act with your back. And we were like, listen, the fans are waiting. I said, listen, don't try to gaslight me with the fans are waiting. It used to work when I was young. It doesn't work anymore. What works is give me my money. Because once I step on the stage and I perform for my fans, you don't need to give me the money anymore. That's the truth. That's the reality of things. So I'm not going to give you my leverage by performing. So he's trying to explain to us, don't worry, we can do you a check. We can listen, bro. This is how it works. You guys need 1,000 euros. I see it's 3-4 of you here promoting this party. If everybody here sends a bank account, so no, listen, it was around 2010, probably 2009. So it was not as simple. Now, listen, nowadays we have the MBWay, we have you can send all over Europe and even in the rest of the world. You can send money instantly from your bank account. Like now, sometimes I go to the club, I arrive, the guy sends me the money, I receive in my bank account. Like I'm like, all right, I get my notification. Okay, let's go. But back in the days, it was not that easy. But I told them, listen, it's 4 of you or your friends that are there. Listen, I don't know if it has to be 10 of you that give me 100, or it's the 5 of you that have to give me 200. You find a way. If I don't have my 1,000, I'm not performing. It's as simple as that. And the guys are like, yeah, is there a way? I'm like, no, there's no way. And out of nowhere, a guy from my street, a guy from my neighborhood named Gael comes backstage. I'm like, oh, Gael, what you doing here? He's like, yo, I'm waiting for the show, bro. I came here on holiday to see some homies, and the guy who make the party are friends of mine. Yo, the show was supposed to be at 3 a.m. People are complaining. What happened? I'm like, yeah, what's happening is your boys are not paying me. And if they don't pay me, I'm not performing. He's like, what? Let me go talk to them. So Gael is like some street dude, right? So the at that time where I lived in Paris, all the little guys selling illicit stuff in my street, the corners, like it was a very safe neighborhood, but you had a few guys doing the business there, and all these little guys, they were under this guy. And the guy who was over all of them was a guy that I know that was in prison. So soon as I arrived in this neighborhood, they told me, listen, you are the elder and our elder, don't worry, you are protected in the city. I was like, yeah, cool, perfect. And yeah, we used to go out with these guys, etc., etc. So Gael, with his street mentality, tells me, don't worry, I'm handling it. These guys are my little boys, they're my little brothers. I'm gonna go and make it happen and get you your money. I'm like, no problem, but bro, it's 4. I'm not staying here until 5 a.m. If this is not settled and handled in 10 minutes, I'm going to the hotel. So he goes and talks to them, blah, 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 blah. And then the guys don't have the money. Listen, I don't know what was the problem. I don't remember if the place was full or not. I don't remember. I don't remember. But you know, sometimes people, they want to hire you for a show. Instead of having the money ready to pay you, they don't have the money. They believe that your name will attract the amount of people, and then they will pay you with the money at the door. This is never a good idea. It's better to have the money to pay the person, and then maybe from a sponsor or whatever, or maybe from the few parties you did before, and then you see what happens at the door. If not, you are trying to put the pressure on the artist to have him assume that maybe you did a bad promo, or maybe people didn't show up, or maybe it was raining, whatever it is. It's not supposed to be our problem. Our problem is to perform, right? And listen, it's 4:15. I tell my management, aye, it's okay, we're leaving. So put my jacket, get ready to leave. I tell the promoter or the person of the organization was there, or tell these guys to drop us at the hotel, or we call ourselves a taxi. And then Gael comes out of nowhere and says, don't worry, you can go perform. I'm like, what you mean I can go perform? He's like, listen, don't worry, you can go perform. Whatever they owe you, I'll take care of it. I told them that you are performing because of me. I put my name on the line, and when we arrive in Paris, I'll pay you. Don't worry. You know, we got cash. So when we're in Paris, I'll pay you, and then they will pay me. So I'm taking the debt out of them to me. So now I owe you money. I'll pay you in Paris, and they owe me money. So I'm like, oh shit, this is becoming some street stuff. And this is like, I'm here about to tell the guy, listen, as you wish. But when we arrive in Paris, you pay me. Yeah, don't worry. Okay. All right. DJ, let's go. So in 2 minutes, gave the USB key to the guy. The DJ start the intro. 1 minute later, I'm on stage. Boom, I do my show. 45 minutes on stage. Great show, etc. All good. The fans are happy. Everybody's happy. The promoters are like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, you have to thank Gael, because he's the one who made it happen. All right. After that, we go back to the hotel. We chill. We talk. Next day at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., I don't remember. Go back to the train station. Sleep in the... Lily was an hour away from Paris. So sleep a little bit in the train. Arrive home. Continue sleeping. Bye. I wait a week. And I don't hear from Gael. So, in the beginning, I don't say nothing, because I have other shows, I have other things that I'm doing. I make money from so many parts that I'm not stressed about the money. But after 10 days, I called Gael and I said, you owe me money. And he's like, bro, come on. And I said, I don't want to hear about, bro, come on. I want to see my money. No, but the guys didn't pay me yet. Oh, bro, I don't care. You decided to make me perform where I was about to go back to my hotel, and you decided to take this debt. So now you owe me. If you don't want me to call the people that are over you, the real bandits, and explain to them that you gave your word about something and you put yourself in my business, I advise you to pay me in the next 5 days. So at a point, he was like grumpy, whatever. After 2-3 days, he called me to say he was downstairs in my street. I came down. I was like, what up? He said, yo, what up, bro? I said, yeah, I'm good. He gave me an envelope with all my money in cash. I took it. And then he was like, oh, you wanna go eat something? I said, yeah, why not? Let's go. So we went to eat something. And then as we were dining, he was telling me that these guys were not paying him and that he was pissed. And I was like, yeah, well, too bad. He's like, yeah, come on. And you pressuring me. I said, no, me? I was not about to perform. You came and you made me perform. So you pay me. Now, if this guy never pay you, it's your fault. And then he was like, who told me to put myself? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. All right. What is the moral of this story? The moral of this story is don't put yourself in someone else's business, especially if you don't even know if you are able to pay or not. You know, sometimes I walk with millionaires and they come to see me at my show and stuff like that happen. The promoter is there at the hotel and he says that, I'm so sorry, we don't have enough people, whatever, something. And because of that, I'm like, okay, no show. And sometimes my millionaire friend tell me, okay, how much is he supposed to pay you? Because I came here to see you. Oh, you're supposed to pay me that much. And my millionaire friends, you sometimes tell me, listen, if they don't pay you, I'll pay. And I'll handle. I know the guy, don't worry. And because I know they are rich, I'm like, all right. But in reality, I mean, the few times this happened, finally the promoters still paid me because it was just sometimes it's just they don't have the cash. They have a lot of credit card and they just need to take the time to do some stuff. Sometimes it happens. But to me, the moral of the story is this. After that episode, especially, I decided to tighten the thing a little bit more. I want 50% at the reservation now. And I want the other 50% before I take the train or I take the plane or anything. I want to arrive with my hands in my pockets. And some shows, I want 100% at the reservation. If I have to do like a 8-hour flight, stuff like that, when you want to reserve your show, you have X amount of days before you start doing your promo. You have to pay the whole cachet. And most of the time, unless it's really somebody I trust, like my some friends that I know that are really heavy, and that for them like 2,000 euros is nothing. That's what they spend in a party. I tend to tell people who want to interfere in my business to not do it. And when a promoter is not able to fulfill his part of the deal, I go to the hotel and I don't wait an hour like this time. I wait half an hour, or sometimes, actually most of the time, if I'm still there and I move to your country without getting my money, half of the money, what I do is I don't leave the hotel. You can cry, tell me whatever you want. I don't even leave the hotel. Bro, I don't even leave my pajamas. I'm just there watching a movie, watching something on Netflix or YouTube. And then once you have found your solution, we can go to the club. And that's also a lesson that I also gave to Gael that day. Was like, mind your own business. Don't come here and take other people's debts if you're not going to assume after that. And it's the same thing I was telling to a friend of mine who was telling me something, and I told him this story. I reminded him, Olivier actually, I reminded him of this episode that we went through in this business, where people were doing all this cinema. And I was like, because he was telling me something about something like this that he did. And now that the person who he said, don't worry, I'll pay, is now calling him every day, asking for the money, and he doesn't want to pay. I'm like, yeah, but who told you to put yourself in this situation? And listen, I'm having some show proposals. And it's funny how when you give your conditions, people are angry. And you're like, hey, if you don't want to do it, let's not do it. I don't mind. It's okay for me. I'll make that. Listen, as we talking, I'm making that money anyway. So to me, I love performing, and I love the fact that now I can perform for fun and not to survive. I love the fact that when I make money from shows, it's extra money that I can do for, listen, I can buy a furniture for my new house, stuff, pay the school for my kids for a month or two or free, stuff like that. I love that it's not, I made the pivot to, so that this money is not so important in my monthly life, that now I can really go and do shows for the pleasure and get paid without stress, because my rent is paid by other things, and a lot, like all my expenses are paid by other things. So when you're in this position, you can really enforce these things without thinking, because a lot of people, they get in this situation when they want to enforce and get respected, but they know that if they don't get the money, they cannot pay their rent. So they're still at the mercy of people. And it's really something that I learned. Don't put yourself at the mercy of people. Never. So yeah,